You're watching the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14.
Right now at 7, Melissa Alexis shows us how the Pittsburgh Police Department is using AI to assist them with their investigations.
Plus, a former chief of the Ottawa tribe is honored for her contributions to the community.
And we've got a relatively nice start to the day out there. Clear skies, cool temperatures. Have a look at that forecast to get you out the door. Coming up.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Good morning and welcome to the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14. I'm Elise Noe.
And I'm Chris Warner, just after 7 o'clock on this Thursday morning.
Yes.
It's the second time I've forgotten what day of the week it is. It started this morning. I was filling out the little forecast sheet and I'm marking down the days for the extended forecast, and I wrote Monday.
Together. Yeah.
And then I marked that out and I wrote Tuesday.
And you never think it's Monday, which is
No,
so it's huge for you.
It was a rare morning here for us. And so AI, doing a lot of things. Some things are somewhat comical still as it's learning and all of that. Other things, though, starting to prove to be fairly useful.
Yeah, absolutely, especially in Pittsburgh. As Pittsburgh, Kansas Police Department is using AI to help solve crimes and conduct their investigations more efficiently.
KOAM's Melissa Alexis shows us how using new technology helps keep our community safe.
Sky's the limit potentially for technology and its applications in law enforcement.
With the popularization of artificial intelligence, various industries are using it in their workplace. The Pittsburgh, Kansas Police Department currently uses it for some criminal investigations.
Accelerate the process, whereas normally it would take an assigned investigator, a group of investigators or officers some time to figure something out. It can look for like the common pinpoints that we would actually use, and it can conglomerate that information a lot faster.
Pittsburgh Deputy Chief Ben Henderson says AI has been a game changer for criminal investigations, and one of the ways they use it is to detect stolen vehicles.
With our license plate recognition software, we're able to actually post eyes 24/7 at various interest points coming to and from the city, so we're able to detect motor vehicles that are wanted or stolen, or that we may be looking for in relation to criminal activities.
Not only is AI used at the police department, but this Pittsburgh resident says she's seen it more in her daily life.
Everything talks these days, you know what I mean? So I feel like it's expanding growing pretty largely.
The Pittsburgh Police Department is currently researching how to implement AI into other types of criminal investigations.
We're also researching various camera softwares for video cameras that have a pattern mapping that, within a certain time frame, we know that there's not supposed to be anywhere there, but if it picks up what it defines as human movement, then we know that maybe there's a burglary in progress in like overnight hours at a business.
He says while it helps their police station, AI can be used for good or evil.
Fraudulent activities, voice altering programs so they can sound like somebody that may be known to a victim, and they try to entice that victim to go get money or do like a Western Union exchange.
Deputy Chief Henderson says that AI has improved their station's ability to monitor and prevent crime. Reporting in Pittsburgh, Melissa Alexis, KOAM News.
Chief Deputy Henderson says Pittsburgh law enforcement is currently researching pattern mapping technology for cameras to detect burglaries.
Certainly, it's something that's very beneficial. I know Pittsburgh's not the only community that's put these license plate readers up there. You'll find them in Joplin. You'll find them in a lot of locations, and I'm sure that they do help officials, because one thing we know, we don't have enough law enforcement officers in some of our communities to effectively patrol everybody all the time. So certainly some helpful tools.
Absolutely, and they've been pretty transparent with these cameras.
Absolutely, and that's the key as well, is to make sure you let people know, hey, this is how we're helping to fight crime.
Certainly.
And I'm going to help you fight the heat. Well, okay, Mother Nature's going to help you fight the heat, and I'm going to relay her message to you in the form of that forecast to get you out the door. We're starting with this, and this is our camera on top of the Cornell Complex downtown Joplin. No clouds from this view. We had it pointed east earlier, and there were a couple of clouds out there, but otherwise a great start to the day. Our camera 7th in range line, there's a cloud. Okay, there's one right there. Otherwise, look at that. And the thing is we have beautiful temperatures to go along with these beautiful skies. So hopefully some of these folks saving some gas, got their windows down. Maybe you saved on your electric bill last night, had your AC off and the windows open. And if you didn't last night, you got some additional opportunities to do that. Today, other than the variable clouds across the area, we are going to be dry. We're going to be warm, but we're going to be below normal. And we'll have a northeasterly breeze across the area. And the other thing I like is this temperature map. The last few mornings, we've had temperatures into the 70s and 80s at this time of day. This morning, Our average low is 70. There's not one of us there that's at that. In fact, we're all below that. Low, mid, upper 60s to get the day started. So again, a great start to a great day. Variable clouds throughout the day. Again, otherwise we will be warm. And like I've said before, I'm not crazy. Believe me, I know 80 degrees can be pretty toasty, but it's not oppressively hot like we've had lately. And we'll still be below normal. Low to mid 80s. Our average high is about 90. So doing pretty good. We'll talk about how long these below normal temperatures last and about some rain chances this weekend in the full forecast here in just a few more minutes. Elise?
All right, thanks, Chris. Authorities make another arrest in the homicide investigation that crossed state lines last month, connecting Carthage and the Miami County, Kansas Sheriff's Office. Heather McJunkins, the mother of the accused killer, Gavino Marcias, was arrested on a Kansas felony extradition warrant on Tuesday in Carthage and transported to the Jasper County Jail. In Kansas, she faces felony charges of interfering with an active criminal investigation and concealing and/or destroying evidence. Over the course of their investigation, the Miami County, Kansas Sheriff's Office learned the death of Kanaya Lopez of Carthage, Missouri had occurred inside a camper in the 33,500 block of Metcalf Road in Lewisburg, Kansas. The body and camper were then driven to Carthage, where police located the camper and body inside. Gavino Marcias of Carthage is charged with second-degree murder in the death of his wife, and he remains in the Miami County, Kansas jail. The bridge in Miami, Oklahoma has a new name. The Ottawa Central Avenue Bridge, located near the NEO A&M College, was dedicated yesterday morning to the late chief of the Ottawa tribe, Ethel Cook. The bridge is now renamed as the Chief Ethel Cook Bridge in her honor. Chief Cook was described as beloved and an integral part of the Miami community and played a vital role in getting the bridge built.
We might get a tear out of her and maybe a laugh, but she would definitely be very, very honored that they took the time out of their schedule and their day to honor her for such a good opportunity and history she's had an impact on all of us, individually, business-like, and everything.
Chief Cook died at the age of 72 in September of last year. She served as chief of the Ottawa tribe for over 12 years. Southwest Missouri schools are trying to fill staffing vacancies before the school year begins. The greatest needs are paraprofessionals. KOAM's Anthony Saviello has more.
The general public doesn't always know what it takes to work in a school as a paraprofessional, and it's very easy to get involved. It's a field that we would like more people to consider.
The Missouri Department of Elementary and Secondary Education defines a paraprofessional as an education assistant, someone who is appropriately trained and certified to assist in the provision of special education.
Still experiencing shortage with teachers, and we have a few teacher positions in the special education field to fill. We've got some candidates, would love to have more candidates, but like you said, this is a nationwide shortage.
The Joplin School District says that, as it stands, their biggest struggle is finding qualified paraprofessionals.
It is difficult, but qualifying to become a paraprofessional is not difficult. DESE has worked with schools over the last few years since COVID to make it easier for a paraprofessional to become certified.
Lamar School District Superintendent Dr. Ben O'Connor says they are fully staffed heading into next school year, but they keep the door open for those looking to provide aid to teachers and students.
You always need paras, or you always need people to help out in districts. So we always have a paraprofessional position posted. So if someone comes in, goes through the interview process, we will find a position because there's always a kid that needs help somewhere.
He says the role a paraprofessional plays for students is vital to their success.
Sometimes when you're a classroom teacher, you have 20 kids, you're going through the motions, you're teaching, everyone's going, there's always going to be that kid that needs a little bit more support, and that's where those people fill in and get a kid to love school and change their world.
Reporting in Southwest Missouri, Anthony Saviello, KOAM News.
If you're interested in becoming a paraprofessional, both districts have applications available. And those are our top stories this half hour. Coming up next, Captain William Davis joins us in the studio this morning to invite you to a memorial honoring 2 fallen Joplin officers. We'll be right back, but first, here's a live look from Woodson County Fairgrounds in Gates Center, Kansas. Captain William Davis of the Joplin Police Department is with us this morning to invite you to a couple of events that the department is putting on this month. Welcome to you. Thank you so much for being with us this morning.
I appreciate you having us on. Thank you very much.
Absolutely. So tomorrow you actually have an event going on. It's the JPD Neighborhood Block Party. Talk to me a little bit about that and just what you're hoping with community members coming.
Yeah, so it's part of our community engagement effort. It kind of takes the place of a National Night Out. It's kind of a big theme across the United States with police departments engaging with the community. We kind of try to go a little above and beyond the National Night Out, and so we're hosting what we're calling a neighborhood block party, and it's going to be at the Schifferdecker Aquatic Center on this Friday, the 19th, from 4 to 6 p.m. And it's going to be free swimming out there, so we're inviting the community to come out. No cost for swimming and enjoying the aquatic center. We're going to have hot dogs, beverages. We're going to have activities set up for kids, static display of equipment and police, fire vehicles, things like that, and just really kind of try to get an opportunity to engage with the community in kind of a non-enforcement role.
Absolutely. How fun. And then on Monday, July 29th, you're hosting an event to honor some fallen officers in the Joplin community. It's called Beyond the Call of Duty. Can you talk to me about what you're hoping that this event will do for the community members?
Yeah, absolutely. Beyond the Call of Duty, they're a great organization. They travel across the country just visiting different cities all across the United States where there's officers that have fallen in the line of duty. And this year they're going to come through Joplin and honor Officer Jake Reed and Corporal Ben Cooper, who died serving the citizens of Joplin March 8th, 2022. So we're inviting the public to come out on the 29th at 4:30. They're going to be in front of the police department. They've got a rolling memorial that they're going to bring in, and just an opportunity to come in, and we're going to have family there. We're going to have officers there, and it's just, again, another opportunity for the public to come out and kind of pay tribute to them.
Absolutely, absolutely. Is this the first time that they've come to Joplin?
Yeah. This is the first time they've come to Joplin, and they're doing multiple stops. I believe Joplin's the third stop on their tour that date here in Missouri. So they'll be rolling through again 4:30 in the afternoon. We'll be set up in front of the police department, and they're going to have their pictures on the side of their memorial, and again, it's just one of those times where we can come out and remember that ultimate sacrifice.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's an important event, and it's important that we remember them and what they've done for the community.
Yeah, absolutely. We greatly appreciate all the community support, everybody that continues to show support for the police department, Ben and Jake's family. That's most important. And so, again, this is just another event, and we're welcome to anything we can do to honor them.
Certainly. Lots to look forward to this month with the Joplin Police Department. Well, thank you so much for being with us, Captain Davis.
I appreciate it.
And remember, the Beyond the Call of Duty Memorial will be held on July 29th, and the Neighborhood Block Party will be tomorrow, Friday, July 19th. Stick around. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News, 7:18 now on this Thursday morning. Live look from our camera on the Cornell Complex, downtown Joplin. A little bit of a breeze out there. Got mostly clear skies and very pleasant temperatures. There's one cloud there, one good-sized cloud, I'd say, from our camera at 7th and Range Line. And we head a little further south to 20th and Range Line. Again, clear skies. Folks getting their day underway. And down in Neosho, clear skies also from the MoDOT camera at 60 and 59, looking back to the west. All right, our future track. Let's talk about what we're expecting over the next couple of days. And what we're expecting over the next couple of days is really not that much. Variable clouds for us today, a light northeasterly breeze. We'll clearer skies tomorrow as we head into our Friday. We're going to be warm the next few days, but we're going to remain below normal across the area over the next several days as well. In fact, we aren't expected to get near normal until about a week from now. So enjoy it while it lasts. And as we head into our Saturday, clouds will begin to increase. We'll start to go mostly cloudy through the day. We're looking to stay mostly dry, but as we head later into Saturday and into Sunday, we've got increasing shower and thunderstorm chances. Right now in Joplin, again, mostly clear skies, 66, north-northeast breeze at 6. And keep in mind, our average low this time of year is 70. There is not one of us that's at 70. We're all in the 60s this morning. Low, mid, upper 60s. So the further southwest you go, the warmer it gets. We got some places that are near 70. Chitopa, for example, at 69, but that's about it. We are all below normal this morning. We will stay that way for a little bit, and then we'll start to warm up as we head into the afternoon. A few clouds here and there, and near 80 by 11 o'clock this morning. And our highs today, remember, our average high is 90. We're going to be low to mid 80s. So yeah, it's still going to be warm. I mean, 80s can still be hot. especially for me. 80 degrees is hot. 70 is like a perfect temperature, but it's below normal, and we're not dealing with the oppressive heat we've seen here lately. And again, variable clouds throughout the day. Skies begin to clear as we head into the evening hours, and remember, average low of 70. We hit that about 10. Overnight lows tonight 60, which means some of you may even fall back into the upper 50s. It's the middle of July, and we're talking temperatures into the upper 50s. Now, thunderstorm chances, they start to roll in. Now, this future track is trying to show some storms by the evening hours on Saturday. I think it's really going to hold off until, say, after 10, 11 o'clock Saturday night. But then with this low pressure system, it is going to almost stall out over us. It's going to be very slow moving, and it's going to bring scattered showers and thunderstorms throughout the day on Sunday. And it's going to be an all-day event. They may be scattered. You may have pauses in between storms. We're looking at scattered showers and storms all day Sunday. Here's that low, and see how it's really not moving that much? That's why we've got a few days of storms. However, it will eventually start to work off to the east-northeast as we go into Monday and Tuesday. So our shower and storm chances are going to begin to drop off a little bit, but they will still be with us as we head through Monday and Tuesday. And we get on the backside of this by Tuesday evening. Could see some additional scattered showers and storms out there, and then we'll begin to clear out. Below normal temperatures for daytime highs and for our lows continue, again, all the way through at least this time next week. There's those rain chances as we hang out in the low to mid 80s, and we'll get close to normal by the end of next week. Temperatures right around 90. That's a check of your forecast. We've got more of the KOAM morning news right after this.
Well, cast members of the South Pacific musical are ready for their performance starting tomorrow night. KOAM's very own Daniel Camp and Liliana Gonzalez are with us this morning to invite you to experience this musical masterpiece. Welcome to you both. Thank you so much for being with us this morning.
Absolutely.
Now talk to me, for those who might not know, it's a well-known musical, it really is, but talk to me about what South Pacific is for those who might not know.
So South Pacific is set in, what, 1942?
It's close to, in World War II.
Closer to post-war, I believe, yeah. Set in the Polynesian Islands, around, oh God, it's, sorry, the camera's on me. Set around 1942, 1941-ish. It was written by Rodgers and Hammerstein, and it's basically about a bunch of Navy Marines who are, and I'll quote one of the characters, trying to lick the Japanese.
So yeah, basically, and then in this show, basically what happens is you're meeting like a bunch of the sailors and everything, and what happens is you're also one of the main characters, Nurse Nellie Forbush.
Nellie Forbush.
Yes. And so what her kind of part is kind of understanding, her time there on the island, plus also knowing this Frenchman there that owns a plantation. And so what it is about her realizing, if she does love this person and things like that. Plus then you also have him of trying to sway her basically to keep her. But also the other actions part of it is you have Bloody Mary. She's a native that's trying to sell and do all these kind of things on the island. And then you have your sailors who are, there, but also Luther Billis is who I play, kind of like trying to make his own in there as well, but also trying to basically, kind of push his way into Nellie as well in a sense. But in the end, it's about, finding out who you are, but also racism, you're dealing with that. You're dealing with wartime, how harsh that could be, but also, just realizing, all this happened, even though it's a fictional story, but all this stuff did kind of happen and how they handle these kind of situations.
Absolutely. And then what are you guys doing to maybe change the musical a little bit more to make it more culturally conscious in the year of 2024?
We're definitely, a lot of the dialogue has changed. Okay. The scenes, we've actually kept identical.
Everything, mostly
not
everything.
identical to the original script, but very much the same.
Yeah. So, I mean, technically you're hearing all the same music. The music is always going to be beautiful, and you're going to hear everything no matter what. There's some, like she said, dialogue's a little bit changed up just for the times and stuff. So, but this is a family-friendly show, but you still get some of the tropes and things.
And very quickly, when and where will this be? Tomorrow's opening night. Talk to me a little bit about that and ticket prices as well.
Yeah. Go ahead.
So you can get tickets at memorialauditorium.org, and then tomorrow is opening night. It will be at the Pittsburgh Community Memorial Auditorium. God, that's a mouthful. And showtime tomorrow is at 7:30. Then we have Saturday at 2 a.m. and 7:30, or 2 p.m. Sorry, 2 a.m. at 2 p.m. and 7:30 p.m. and then Sunday at
2 p.m. as well. Yep. And at prices, I can't think of my head what they are, but
18 for adults,
total. Yep.
15 for seniors and children. Maybe.
Yes.
Well, wonderful. Thank you so much for being with
Yes.
us. We'll, of course, have all that information if you missed anything on our website later on this morning on KOAMNewsNow.com. We'll be right back.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14 at 7:30. I'm Elise Snowy. The Ottawa County Election Board completes its post-election audit of the June 18th primary in Miami, Oklahoma yesterday. The Oklahoma State Election Board Secretary gave the approval to carry out the audit. Local officials tallied ballots from state-selected precincts to ensure election security and to confirm that voting devices and software correctly tabulated votes.
My assistant secretary is Tricia Snyder, and then my chief clerk is Cindy Mangold. She was the one that was calling out the ballots. And then we have one of my precinct workers, Joyce Parmley. She is the one that was doing the official tallying.
After the state finalizes the results, they will be available on the Oklahoma State Election Board's website. Wildcat Glades Preschool Connection program invites kids to learn about one of summer's most iconic sounds, the sounds of cicadas. Yesterday, students learned about the life cycle, diet, and habits of cicadas, even creating their own out of crafting paper.
Making them aware of all the nature and how they can help, and that some animals like snakes, they aren't as scary as they seem. And we get to teach them about that and how to treat nature with respect.
You can check out Wildcat Glades on Facebook for the next preschool connection session. Well, kids from across Jasper County have been learning what serving as a police officer is all about. The Jasper County Sheriff's Office Junior Deputy Day Camp is in full swing, and students get hands-on training with sheriff's deputies in all areas, including medical procedures, K-9 and firing range training, SWAT training, and so much more. Kids also got a chance to interact with the officers.
Take away realizing that, that we're just regular people too. We just have a different type of job than most anybody else. Our job can change at any moment, and we never know what we're going to encounter when we come to work each day, and that we are very professional in what we do. But
this is the 6th year of the Junior Deputy Day Camp. Now here's Chris with a look at the forecast.
Yeah, we're starting with a look outside from our camera at 7th and Range Line. Again, just that one cloud that's out there from this perspective. Otherwise, mostly clear skies and really great temperatures as these folks get their day underway from MoDOT camera 20th and Range Line. And again, I'm sure some of them probably have the windows down. It's a great opportunity to do that, maybe even air out the house, give your AC a break. As we head through the afternoon and into the evening, we're going to have variable clouds. So some of you may be mostly cloudy at times, others partly cloudy. Some of you may be mostly clear through the day, but otherwise relatively pleasant. Temperatures will be warm, but they'll be below normal across the area, and we'll have a light northeasterly breeze. And as we go later into the evening hours, those skies will begin to clear out. Our temperatures this morning considerably more manageable. Now keep in mind, our average low is 70. Now Chinook's back up to 70. We had some 70s earlier, but in terms of record-keeping purposes, we all dropped below 70 this morning, and most of us are still in the 60s. Again, save Chinook sitting at 70. So a very nice start to the day, and it's a great start to a great day. Now again, it's going to be warm, but our average high is 90, and we're going to be below that as well. So we'll have the variable clouds through the day, a light northeasterly breeze, and our highs into the low to mid 80s across the area. We're going to hold on to these below normal temperatures for several more days. We're also going to have some rain chances mixed into the forecast. We'll break down all those details for you in the full forecast, and that's coming up here in just a few more minutes. Elise?
All right, we'll check in with you soon. Well, students in McDonald County create a buzz around robotics. Kids from 1st to 8th grade are taking part in the first ever VEX Robotics Summer Camp. KOAM photojournalist Ty Parks checked out the event that's challenging students to build and program their own unique robots.
The camp itself is open to 1st through 8th graders. What they're building is various things. Like we give them challenges. We're going to build a robot with a wagon. They design however the wagon, whatever, and they're going to haul it up a ramp.
These robotics are a very
kiddie edition of what is going to be in the real world. But when you already have this hands-on activities where you are putting together robots, you know the basis, you know code, you know block coding, you know how to write your own code, that just does amazing things for you in your future if you are thinking about going into a career where there's going to be robots or there's going to be coding, which is taking over every industry basically. So when a student has this hands-on activity and has this base knowledge, we're setting them up for a future of great abilities in workforces. Each kit, there's a grade level that comes with it. So when you go into a first or second grade classroom, you're going to see that there's colorful pieces. They're kind of easier to put together. They're using block coding, which is drag and drop. So it's very easy for them to kind of get the basis of, this is the very beginnings of what we're learning, the very beginnings of what we're teaching.
Put the drive forward first.
And instead of block coding, they're using more type coding, they're using JavaScript, they're actually writing their own code. And it just keeps getting harder and harder and harder from there. But when you have this concrete foundation, this very base knowledge of these K through first graders in this classroom who have started putting together robots, you know, in their kindergarten classroom, and they know how to work code and they know how to manipulate robots and the machines and everything around it, it only gets easier as they get older and they are moving into bigger, more adult robots and type code.
Plus, they'll be the innovators of tomorrow. You know, they're going to use what they're starting here just to spark. They already have the curiosity. They already asked their parents. You know, these ones that have come are the ones that asked their parents. They already like it. And so I think we're just fanning the flames, teaching them, giving them more tools to go on, learn more coding.
And that's a look at our top news stories coming up this half hour on the KOAM Morning News. A Colorado boy is working to help those in his community by collecting soda can tabs. We'll be right back, but before we head to break, here's a live look at the Woodson County Fair in Yates Center, Kansas. In Consumer Watch this morning, many Americans on Social Security may need to move to a new site. The Social Security Administration says any users who made a My Social Security account before September 18th, 2021 will need to sign into login.gov or ID.me to access their account information. The agency says more than 46 million users still need to switch to login.gov. No deadline has been set to make the transition, and those who log in with their existing credentials will be prompted to make the switch to the new site. Instagram is allowing researchers to test its potential impact on teen mental health. Meta says it will let a select group of researchers access user data for up to 6 months. The research is part of a pilot program with Center for Open Science that could lead to independent studies on teens' mental health while on social media. Americans weighed down by high borrowing costs may soon feel some relief. U.S. consumer prices fell in June for the first time since the start of the pandemic. Inflation is finally slowing down, and that's welcome news for consumers because it could signal a federal rate cut. Jen Sullivan looks at the latest.
Some key indicators show inflation is finally starting to cool off. The latest Consumer Price Index, which measures what people pay for goods and services over time, fell 0.1% in June, and inflation eased to 3%. It's the first time consumer prices have fallen since the start of the pandemic.
This is certainly good news on the inflation front.
Experts like Greg McBride with Bankrate.com say cooling inflation is good news when it comes to interest rates.
Things are lining up that the Federal Reserve will begin to cut interest rates in September.
Interest rates have been stuck at a 23-year high for months, but a rate cut will make borrowing costs a little bit less expensive. The gap between wage growth and inflation is also starting to close.
Over time, we want to see wages growing faster than inflation, because that's how, as Americans, we can increase our standard of living.
And when it comes to the standard of living, Americans are still shopping despite the high prices. Retail sales held steady in June, defying the decline predicted by economists. Online sales jumped nearly 2% last month. There's also some progress to report on housing. The shelter index rose just 0.2% in June, the slowest monthly increase in 3 years. But on an annual basis, shelter inflation is running at 5.2%, far above overall inflation.
When costs go up, households really feel it. And you certainly see that in the housing market today. Not only are rent prices high, home prices are high, financing costs are high, homeowners insurance costs are high.
For Consumer Watch, I'm Jen Sullivan.
Those are our top consumer stories. Here are the market prices before the opening bell.
Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News, 7:44 now on this Thursday morning, and it has been an absolutely beautiful start to the day. Looking at our camera from the Cornell Complex downtown Joplin, looking pretty good. Got a light breeze out there and mostly clear skies, and still, again, some stray cirrus clouds out there. Really not looking bad, though, from our camera at 7th and Range Line either. Mostly sunny skies, and MoDOT camera just south of that, looking back toward the north, also showing pretty good skies. Traffic is moving, and that's, of course, always a good sign. And we've got those sunny skies down in the Osho as well from MoDOT camera at 60 and 59. The future track over the next couple of days is pretty simplistic. We've just got the variable cloudiness today. We'll have a light northeast breeze. Temperatures are warm, but they'll be below normal. And that's going to be the case for the next several days across the areas, below normal temperatures. Now, I'm not saying they're not going to get warm, or for some, a little toasty, but they're still going to not be where they're supposed to be. Not that that's a bad thing after some of the heat waves we've had over the last month or so. Last couple of months now. As we go into our Saturday, though, clouds will begin to increase as we go through the morning. And as you can see, that maybe a stray shower. I think we're going to be dry through the majority of our Saturday. We're going to have better rain chances, though, as we go Saturday night into Sunday morning across the area with a low pressure system that's going to pretty well just kind of stall out over us and bring us some rain chances. All right, in Joplin right now, 66. That's what it feels like. North-northeast breeze at 6. And again, just a few stray clouds here and there. Around the area, remember, our average low is 70. We've got Miami and Chanute now up to 70. We had some 70s earlier this morning, but for record-keeping purposes, we all dropped below 70 roughly at 6:45 this morning is when we hit our low temperatures, and many of us still, again, into the 60s as we get the day started. Heading through the morning, we're going to have mostly sunny skies, a few clouds here and there. It'll be about 79 by 11 o'clock. Our average high this time of year is 90, and we're going to make to the low to mid-80s, again with variable clouds out there. Some of you may have moments of mostly cloudy skies. Some of you may just be mostly clear through the day with just a few passing clouds. That's why it's variable clouds. As we head into the evening, though, we start to clear out, mostly clear skies. There's our normal low by 10. Tonight, though, is going to be one of those nights. It's going to be a bit on the chilly side, especially for the middle of July, 60 for our overnight low, which means also, of course, as you know, this is an average for our 15 county area. Some of you are going to be a little cooler than that, back into the upper 50s. Now, let's talk about those rain chances. Again, this future track is painting some shower and thunderstorm chances a little earlier in the evening Saturday. I really do think it's going to hold off until after, say, 9, 10 o'clock at night. And then we're going to have scattered showers and thunderstorms throughout the day on Sunday. So maybe not necessarily rain all day, but we'll have scattered thunderstorm chances throughout the entire day Sunday as the system kind of just stalls out to our north. And there's the spin around that low pressure, and it's just going to kind of hang around the Kansas City area for a little bit. Now, it will eventually begin to make its way off to the east-northeast, so our rain chances start to drop. Storms become a lot more scattered by Monday and Tuesday, but nonetheless, as we get on the backside of this, we could still see some additional scattered showers and storms. And as you note, too, temperatures will begin warming up as well. So below average highs and lows the next several days. There's those rain chances Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. Then we clear out by the middle of the week, and temperatures start to get hot again as we go back to normal, near 90 by the end of the week. That's Check Your Forecast. Got more of the KOAM Morning News right after this.
A young boy in Colorado has spent the last year collecting soda can tabs, raking in more than 100,000 of them in hopes of helping a good cause.
Fox's Nate Belt reports on the 11-year-old's mission to help the Ronald McDonald House charity.
Parker Thomas is enjoying a can of lemonade on a hot summer day. Refreshing as it is, it's what's on top of the can that he's interested in.
This is around 103,000.
103,000 tabs, all collected within the last year. Each one headed to the Ronald McDonald House, which provides help for families with kids in the hospital.
They recycle these and use the money to help families stay there.
Thomas's mom, Nicole, says a family friend received help from the organization,
We got to go there. We got to experience what it was like.
which encouraged Thomas to get involved. To boost his numbers recently, they posted a call for help on social media, and it's worked. He's gotten tens of thousands of tabs in just a couple weeks.
I just feel like this is making such a big impact on the community.
They've also got collection jugs out in a few places around town, hoping to add more to local businesses. Thomas's mom is proud to see him helping those in need.
I have always said that Parker's going to make a difference in the world.
And Thomas hopes other people will stop to think before tossing their lemonade cans as well.
If I can inspire other people to do that, those people will inspire other people to do that, and it's just an infinite loop.
It's an impressive collection
It
of
really
can tabs. And I think it's more impressive that it's an 11-year-old that's been inspired to do all this. There is some bright lights in our future.
Absolutely making a difference. Great
Certainly
to see.
so. And we've got some bright lights outside in terms of mostly sunny skies. MoDOT camera 20th and Range Line showing clear skies. Traffic on the roads, but it is in motion. MoDOT camera down in Neosho also showing those clear skies across the area as well. Our future track just over the next couple of days is relatively bland, which I don't think we're going to complain about after what we've had the last few days. We're going to have just variable clouds across the area. We're going to be warm, but below normal and with a light northeasterly breeze. And that trend will continue into our Friday as well, as we stay again below normal, fewer clouds as we head into our Friday. And then as we go into late Saturday through Sunday, that's when we see a few chances for storms. Quick look at temperatures in Joplin. Again, mostly clear, 66, north-northeast breeze at 6. And around the area, temperatures looking great. All of us in the 60s except for Chanute, Miami at 70 degrees, so a below normal start. And we're going to have those great skies to continue and be about 80 degrees by 11 o'clock this morning. We'll have another look at your forecast and the news you need to know right after this.
Here's a check of today's top headlines, the news you need to know before you head out the door. Authorities make another arrest in the homicide investigation that crossed state lines last month. Heather McJunkins was arrested on a Kansas felony extradition warrant on Tuesday in Carthage and transported to the Jasper County Jail. She faces felony charges of interfering with an active criminal investigation and concealing and/or destroying evidence. The Ottawa County Election Board completes its post-election audit of the June 18th primary in Miami, Oklahoma. Local officials tally ballots from state-selected precincts to ensure election security and to confirm that voting devices and software correctly tabulated votes. Election results will be available on the Oklahoma State Election Board's website after the results have been finalized. The Ottawa Central Avenue Bridge in Miami, Oklahoma was dedicated yesterday morning to the late chief of the Ottawa tribe, Ethel Cook. The bridge is now named the Chief Ethel Cook Bridge in her honor. Chief Cook was described as beloved and an integral part of the Miami community and played a vital role in getting the bridge built. She served as chief of the Ottawa tribe for over 12 years.
And we've got a pretty decent day out there. It's going to be warm, but below normal. Average high is 90. We're going to go low to mid 80s out there with variable clouds and a light northeasterly breeze. Heading into the evening, we'll start to see more mostly clear skies, and that'll continue overnight. Chilly tonight, though. Back down to 60, which does mean some of you may even make the upper 50s for lows in the middle of July, so definitely enjoy it while it lasts. Below normal temperatures continue through at least next Wednesday, perhaps as far as Thursday. Thunderstorm chances increasing late Saturday, going into Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, and it won't be until about this time next week that we see temperatures return to normal, going back around 90.
Alrighty. Well, Washington State Patrol and Pierce County deputies had quite the struggle last weekend trying to catch an escaped wallaby, and it was all caught on camera. It took multiple attempts, but eventually a trooper was able to make a tackle on the wallaby.
It's believed that it belonged to a local petting zoo. Pierce County Sheriff's Department later said no deputies, troopers, or wallabies were hurt in the incident. You got to be careful with those escaped wallabies.
You really do.
I have a small child here with me today who is sometimes like an escaped wallaby. Oh, he's back there. I was just told he's in our control room. And he's probably, yeah, there he is. He's wallabying around everywhere in there. Well, thank you all so much for letting us put the good in your morning. We will be back with more news and weather today at noon.
Have a great rest of your morning.